Today awaits you Sam Altman, who is returning to the position of CEO of OpenAI, the organization that achieved a breakthrough in creating powerful AI. This happened shortly before his departure. Previously, he also showcased a dance of humanoid robots, a robot excavator that he designed and built, creating a sturdy wall from available stones without cement. Tesla has released all the documentation for the Tesla Roadster electric car, allowing anyone to build their own. SpaceX quickly acquired a recording from an amateur astronomer capturing the final moments of a star's flight. All of this and much more is happening right now. Let's go. The company Cruise Star Longboards has introduced its electric longboard F4U on the crowdfunding platform Indiegogo. It can fold in half with a simple movement, not to mention that its speed reaches almost 50 kilometers per hour. The F4U longboard consists of two parts made of laminated Canadian maple. For greater durability, aluminum 6061 T6 hinges are used, and the locking mechanism is made of chrome molybdenum alloy. To fold the board, you need to step on the tail to lift the nose, then grab the handle on the nose and pull back strongly. This will make the back of the board flip over and fold, locking next to the front part. The transformation takes only a couple of seconds and can be done with one hand. Engineers from the Swiss Federal Institute of Technology in Zurich have developed a robotic excavator named HIP, which they designed and built themselves. With the help of this 6-meter robot, they managed to construct a wall from randomly shaped boulders. The robot was created based on the 12-ton excavator Menzi Muck M545, and its modified version was named HIP. For the modification of the machine, engineers equipped it with a satellite navigation system, an inertial measurement unit, a control module, as well as a lidar on the cabin and excavator arm. Construction work began with scanning the construction site, creating its three-dimensional map, and recording the locations of the boulders, each weighing several tons. All of them were specially delivered to the site, and using a machine vision algorithm, the robot lifted each boulder, estimated its mass and center of gravity, and recorded its three-dimensional shape. The algorithm on the HIP control module calculated the optimal location for each boulder, and a wall exactly 6 meters high and 65 meters long was built from them using the dry stack method, where stones are simply laid on top of each other, without the use of mortar between them. In one shift, the machine placed as much material as needed for construction. An important advantage of the project is that in real conditions, there is no need for the delivery of construction materials. With the use of such systems, it is possible to build objects using only local stones, saving on freight shipments and avoiding associated carbon emissions. The Singaporean company Fear Intelligence has released a video showcasing at least a dozen humanoid robots, GR1, set to be delivered to clients this year. These robots are equipped with powerful hip joint drives with a torque of 300 nanometers. Using them, JR1 is capable of lifting an incredible weight of 50 kilograms. Standing at a height of 164 centimeters and weighing 55 kilograms, the robot is designed to serve as an assistant for care and therapy for the elderly. While it may not lift a 50-kilogram weight from the ground, it is likely to assist a patient in getting out of bed, using the toilet, or moving from a wheelchair, thanks to large purple handles on the hips. Fear Intelligence plans to ship 100 units by the end of the year. However, these robots will not be fully functional intelligent robots. They will be hardware and software platforms with basic functional capabilities. Fear Intelligence intends to send them primarily to research laboratories, where specialists will work on making JR1 ready for practical use. In a new video, Fear Intelligence demonstrated that it has built at least 12 full-fledged humanoids ready for shipment. However, their capabilities seem quite limited, as shown in the video. The camera moves more dynamically than the robots themselves, which are limited to weak finger movements, waving arms, performing some minor gestures in the air, making small squats, waist turns, and awkward walking. Currently, their dance skills are not comparable to Atlas from Boston Dynamics. Recall that this Chinese tech startup introduced JR1 this year, and the robot has been dubbed an analog of Tesla's Optimus in online discussions. The recent upheaval at OpenAI involving a change in leadership has come to a conclusion under pressure from investors and the threat of mass layoffs. Faced with market uncertainties and geopolitical issues, the board had no choice but to backtrack, inviting Sam Altman to return as CEO. OpenAI has announced an agreement with Sam regarding his return as CEO after his abrupt departure. Last Friday, the board also agreed to a partial replacement of its members, a consequence of Altman's resignation and the departure of the board chairman, Greg Brockman, triggering a wave of layoffs and investor panic. While Microsoft pledged to hire Altman and his team, those negotiations did not materialize. Microsoft's Satya Nadella welcomed the changes in OpenAI's board, considering it a crucial first step toward more stable, informed, and efficient governance. It is revealed that some scientists at the company had sent a letter to the board warning of a significant breakthrough in artificial intelligence development, which, in their opinion, could pose a threat to humanity. This letter was one of many accusations by the board against Altman. The document referred to Project Q with an asterisk, though OpenAI has not officially commented on it. Miro Murati, temporarily acting as CEO, acknowledged its existence and cautioned about potential media interest. OpenAI employees believe that Project Q with an asterisk could be a significant breakthrough in developing powerful artificial intelligence capable of performing tasks at a human level. The letter to the board highlighted the power and potential threat of artificial intelligence to humanity. It also emphasized the work of a division formed by merging the Code Gen and Math Gen teams, which studied ways to optimize existing AI models to enhance the quality of their reasoning and direct their potential towards scientific research. The second attempt to launch the Starship spacecraft turned out to be more successful than the first, but it ended with the explosion of the spacecraft and its first stage. SpaceX announced that the spacecraft was lost, and its fate is unknown. The explosion of the Falcon Heavy rocket was captured from all possible angles. However, it was revealed that the final minutes of the spacecraft's flight were recorded by an amateur astronomer located hundreds of kilometers from the launch site. This video became the only evidence in the world of the second attempt to launch Starship into space. The 12-meter Starship rocket by SpaceX was launched on November 18th, and all eyes were on it from the Boca Chica village in Texas. However, astronomer Scott Ferguson chose to film the rocket from the other end of the Gulf of Mexico, in the town of Islamorada, Florida. He turned out to be the only one who managed to do so until the very last minutes of the spacecraft's flight. The telescope's video captured the rocket only after the activation of the self-destruct system. The reference point was the cloud after the explosion. However, the video recorded the uncontrolled flight of the debris of the nose part of the Starship with wings and fuel streams from the detached part. The shooting continued up to an altitude of about 150 kilometers, which is the conventional boundary of space. Formally, the Starship went into space, and SpaceX acquired the video from the enthusiasts to analyze the disaster that occurred. No additional evidence will be superfluous. Tesla has released all documentation for the Tesla Roadster electric car, and now anyone can build one. Before Tesla, the American company that achieved commercial success in the past decade and made its CEO, Elon Musk, the richest person on the planet, spent many years perfecting the production of electric cars, starting with the Roadster model. Recently, all documentation related to it has been offered for free use to anyone interested. It's worth recalling an earlier initiative from 2014, where Tesla granted free access to its patents. However, in practice, the company simply committed not to sue those who used its developments in exchange, hoping to gain access to the counterpart's innovations. It was a kind of technological barter, not a complete granting of free access to the original documentation. In the case of the latest initiative regarding the first-generation Tesla Roadster, there are no such reservations. Those interested can access not only the technical documentation related to the first-generation Roadster model, but also the research work published by the developers of this car. Approximately 2,500 electric cars of this model were produced, finding owners in more than 30 countries. Several dozen cars produced for the American market were lost in 2 fires at a specialized workshop in Arizona that attempted to revive malfunctioning traction batteries by identifying individual defective cells. Tesla did not consider such issues as warranty cases and proposed replacing the entire battery as a unit. The reason why documentation for the Tesla Roadster has become freely accessible now remains a mystery.